let's see how well this goes. I've been putting a little effort in my evenings into my modular Moonbase construction team technicians. That's right, modular modular Moon Lab construction technicians, MMCT. I posted on Facebook, and some of my friends had some really good ideas about a better name. I'm still debating, but MMCT sounds like a really good thing. Modular Moonbase Construction Team. The original premise was that these guys would double these people, because not just guys. And when I use the term guys, I don't mean to be sexist. Just guys means everybody. You can ask all my lady women friends, like everybody's guys. Hey guys, let's go somewhere. But I should stop doing that, because it is exclusionary by virtue of language, not by virtue of me. So I'm going to try to be better. They're not guys, they're people. My minifigs are people in the universe. And usually what I mean when I mention my minifigs, because again, not to go off on that rant about that guy who said women can't be in space, usually I try to have a more than 50% ratio of women to men on my layouts, just because I get that bitter about stupidity. But anyway, so my minifigs, people, are not just construction technicians. They're lab techs. They're scientists. They're blah blah blah. So basically, the same hierarchy I have for the big space layout in the background. Basically the same, except truncated, smaller, more tightly knit. People serving multiple jobs, because they don't have a lot of people to spare. I remember an Arthur C. Clarke story from a billion years ago. He used to have anthologies, a compilation of all his short stories, and I loved them. Asimov too, so I might actually get this one mixed up, but I think this was Clarke. Anthology of small stories that they had published about a moon base, and it was called Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, and it was about little boys' idea of what the heck that song meant, because of course he lived on the moon, and the stars don't twinkle. When you're on the moon, there's no atmosphere to make the stars twinkle, because the twinkling effect is because of the atmosphere. When you're in space and you're looking at the stars through a visor or a module, stars aren't going to twinkle. So anyway, so I have that in mind, and there's a whole story, and I'm not going to dwell on and bore you with the actual plot of the story, but it was a 2-page thing, and I absolutely loved his 2-page stories. There was a few of them that were summarized in not more than 2 pages, and they're brilliant. Like, I love the 10-page stories and the 50-page, and of course the 8-book trilogy of Foundation of Asimov and Rama and all that stuff with Clarke. But I love the 2-page stories that convey the whole story, and you got the whole background that you can read into it in 2 pages. Like, it's just unbelievable. Like, when the Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, you read it, and the very last line gives it away. And that's what that's the whole point of these 2-page stories. There's always a zinger at the end. And there was one with a lawyer and spatial anomalies and whatever else. That's also 2 pages. And I thought was brilliant as well. But anyway, enough tangents about my favorite 2 authors of science fiction, Asimov and Clarke. Because after not reading them for decades, but still remembering them, I believe it was Clarke that wrote Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I don't think it was Asimov, but I could be wrong. But anyway, so this premise of the moon base is that people working on the moon base would have multiple jobs, like this guy, not just construction techs, but scientists. And the cooks, because you have to cook for people, right? They double duty. But anyway, that's a whole backstory of in universe. But I put some effort into it in the last couple of days. A little bit of effort. I'm procrastinating on the big builds that I have to, I believe, get done. So basically, what we got going on here is I built this thing, and I think I went into it, so I'm not going to go into too many details, but this is utterly fantastic. There he goes. But what I did, whoops, hit the camera, is I modified my flatbed first of all. So make it stronger, better, healthier, $6 million manish. Not too many visual differences between this and the ones I took videos about before, but I strengthened the supports here and made them so they fold up better. Again, white's a placeholder until I get the actual white colors. So this is stronger. And what happens now when you put the ramps on, before the ramp piece, sometimes when you took it off and on, this piece would come with it. And you don't want that when your kids are playing with it. So I reinforced it. So that was the whole purpose of this, reinforcing, so these pieces don't come off, because they were only held on by 2 studs. And so now I got them held on by, you know, the top plate and the bottom plate. I also, I think this one's wrong. I haven't done this one yet. Let me get one that I've done. I've added lots of magnets everywhere just because I could. And so if you look at this guy, and then came off. The magnets. So the magnets hold things on, obviously, and also the magnets are there for the crane. And then, oops. Let me get in there. That's odd. Oh, it's catching on something. I have to change this now. I changed the magnets, so I have to take these pieces out. And the reason why I changed the magnets, because I used to have the there used to be these magnets that would hang lower, but then I had to brick build I have to fill in that space. So I went from that to this, which saves me like 5 plate thicknesses. So, but then I forgot that I had these guys on there, so I won't worry about that too much. Maybe I can. Well, I got you. Let's replace the entire brick. But let's just do this for now. Get it 1x2. So right now, because they used to be able to, I put these 1x1 bricks with stud on the side, so I could add something to it. But before, these guys would reach down past it, right? So this is what would happen before. This was above that. Well, now the whole thing's got to go in all the way down. So I have to figure that out. So I'll figure it out. I always do. But so I added some magnets, rearranged some magnets, reinforced this entire structure, so you can put the ramps on it, so the vehicles can drive up and down. Put this away, so the vehicles can right into there. This has to be up and sits there. I might put a magnet on him so he just stays there, but right now he stays fine. And I rearranged the feet a bit, made them smaller, nicer looking, just because I wasn't liking how big and bulky they used to look. Now they don't look big and bulky as much anymore, and it has the added benefit of doing this. So you got this, and you grab one of these guys. Oh, so also I put magnets on the bottom here, so now the magnets hold the thing on there. So that's held together by magnets. Because, you know, I got all these magnets, I might as well use them. So we saw that, but now these things come down like that, and it prevents the thing from moving around when you're transporting it over rough terrain. So this is, then the thing can come off. You don't need ramps. So robust, because kids are going to be playing with this. They're going to be rebuilding things. So I did that, put magnets on top and bottom of my corridors. I also built 2 new corridors, and they are what's going to go eventually to the habitat. So this is basically the same corridor, except I added doors where that big bay window is. Tunnels, corridors so this is going to go to habitat with beds and stuff, and that's going to go to habitat with beds and stuff. So because the Moonbase isn't a Moonbase without more corridors, I only built 2, and now I have 4. And the reason why I have 3 magnets on top of this one is because it's heavier. So I had to put 3 magnets so it doesn't fall off as easily. So it only has 2 magnets on the bottom, because that's all you need to hold it to. And this is the brilliance of my nice little flatbed, and hold it to the flatbeds. So So that, again, these things curve in if you want them to hold them in there. It's not that that really matters in something big like this. And then you still have to put the piece on the front like that in order to get the control cab on the front. So that's good, that's good, that's good. But then also, because of the magnets now, and I also put these things up on top. So that those things on top, that little out jut, it corresponds to that void in the bottom right here. So so you can stack. It's like the container trucks now. And Evergreen, you know, getting stuck in the Suez Canal. But you can stack these things out. So they are stackable, just like that. And then you can have these things kind of fake hold them in place. Although the magnets are doing the yeoman's work here. And those two little grill plates are doing it. But see, and then these things like stick together. So not that I'm gonna let it drop. But so now this thing, I'll just get a zoom out in, so we can zoom out. And now this truck is pulling these, or transporting these two corridors to wherever they have to go. Now you can stack them ad infinitum because it's Lego, but in universe, I don't think there'd be like a safety regulation going more than 2 tall. So, again, I think about these things. Witness might have a tough time justifying going more than 2, but you can keep on stacking. I mean, they're all the same. So, and the magnets hold them together. And the little grill plates hold them together, so they don't move around too much. What I have noticed is that you can actually pick up the magnets, even though they're not touching completely, because there's no way. I don't know why these things weren't more accurate, but there always seems to be a bit of a gap between the magnets, c'est la vie, but you can still pick up 2. But you can't do that with the corridor offshoot because it's just too heavy. So you do this again here. No, see, it doesn't even come up. And this is why I had to put 3 magnets on the corridor junction as opposed to 2 in this junction. So onto this corridor. So sooner or later, I'm going to build the crane. Sooner or later. Yeah, and then of course now the magnet is not doing anything. But if you go like that. So all that is done. This guy I adore now. Liking a lot more. I have to order more of these because I only have this one in this color. I have a ton of black, which I might just substitute for now to build more of these guys because I like to have at least 3 of each thing. As I say, I got 3 flatbeds. I got 2 each of the corridors. I might get 3, but I am running low on, honestly, I'm running out of dark belay bricks, which is a surprise actually, considering that I should have lots. But so that just stacks like that now. And then these guys are still here, all looking as happy as they always do. So that's still utterly fantastic. Or you just put them out like that. You know, they're driving around, who cares? So, but this is why I'm procrastinating. So I'm gonna get this guy away, that guy away. This is the beginnings. This is the rudimentary. This is the step 1 of trying to get a flyer built. So this is just quote unquote the wings to justify the wings. I wanted the flyers to be able to pick up modules and everything else. So for example, here's this guy. Here's this guy. Oh, that's the one that's not done yet. Yeah, look at me on camera. Work. This was worked out before, but then I changed it. So this comes down and get rid of him. Let me just embarrass myself in camera here. I should have tested all this stuff before. So this guy comes on, picks this guy up. Now, that's magnets, obviously. And this thing actually works with the corridors. Picks them up, flies them away. Now, the idea is, and this is why these wings were farther out before, which is why it's not working with the flatbed. But we'll put them back on just for the sake of giving you an idea. So this picture is giving me 4 more studs in here to make it longer than here. This one wing is supposed to be, anyway, or the wings might even change location. I'm not sure yet. This is all, again, completely up in the air. But yeah, that's not working because the wings are not there. That should be working. Things are touching. But anyway, this is a temporary thing at best. But the idea would be, is that, give me those wings, is that the wings themselves, I'm going to put this thing down so I can do this with both hands. The center wings themselves would fold down like that. That might be too far out. I don't know yet. I'm going to, again, justify that. And these wingtips go out like that to become landing feet. Josh, this is my favorite classical music piece. Anyway, so now the wings go out, it lands, and it can pick up. I'll show you this. It picks up. No, that didn't work. The feet are supposed to be taller than that. So I think they were before I rebuilt it. But anyway, that's the gist of it. And then it takes off. Again, I won't say like an eagle from Space 1999. I don't want these things to look like an eagle, but they are going to be transporting labs and stuff around just like that. The feet are supposed to be actually on the ground when it picks up these things. So I have to adjust where the hinges again, but that's fine. That's the gist, and this is what I'm procrastinating on. I also wanted to use, and then the wingtips fold down. Again, the playability is what I'm going for kids. I also have an idea that, you know, my friend Dana did old gray brick set of the week. And if this was released to make it as cool as possible, that Dana would actually do this as an old gray set of the week. Old gray brick set of the week. All these sets. But I also wanted to use this as a canopy for the cockpit for the flying beastie. Again, so there's these cockpits here using the construction and the helicopter windshields from the 80s, basically, and then they came a few set came with these extenders, and so I wanted that to be kind of an angle like this. Like, I got this whole idea, but I want this thing to look like it's going to use the sand green rocket cones, obviously, because again, I'm old school. These things have to be the rocket cones on a flying ship. So, and they came from the Harry Potter sets, obviously, but I have lots of them. So I'm gonna those will be out back somehow. But I am stumped, honestly, right now, because I get distracted by, you know, making more corridors and thinking about the habitat and all that stuff, and redesigning this thing ad infinitum. I think I've gone through 17 different iterations of this whole mechanism here. So, and as you can see, like, this thing is different than this one because I haven't modified the interior of this one yet. So to correspond with my new trying to make everything consistent as possible. But in the end, I'm happy with the direction it's going. I think it's gonna be a cool thing to have as a quote unquote theme, a series of sets. I need to build more small vehicles, not just bulldozers to scrape out the ground where the Moonbase is going to be, but other ideas like diggers and stuff. I do actually have to come up with a plan for the crane because this thing's not doing everything I want it to do yet. And I might renege on the big carrier, land carrier. I don't know if I'll ever get to that because I have flyers to build, I have habitats to build, I have small vehicles to build, and I just probably going to give up on the big, huge carrier. We'll see what happens in the end. In the end, I'm having fun with this. That's all that matters. I'm building. I'm using pieces that old gray and new gray. And also, this is a little bit of a thing. So those who are not colorblind will have noticed that this is old gray and this is new gray. Again, I did that on purpose, not because I was running out of bricks, but because, sorry, I forgot the one piece that we've done a video on before. Get this thing over here. And it's not done yet. See, I still have to get this done. But this is all old gray, and including the doorway. And so when you put the doors together, and this is why I have these feet now. So this is that goes together. I'm trying to do this one-handed. There we go. This matches. That's why I put this side as old gray and the rest of it as blay, because I didn't want to waste all my old gray on just huge walls, but I also didn't want this demarcation right here. I wanted it here because it looks better there than it does here. So all my doors, all my corridor joiners will be old gray, and everything after it will be whatever color it is after that. Again, it keeps the theme consistent, but the colors were old gray, and it wasn't specified whether it's going to be blay or gray, so I'm using both. So there you go, 21 minutes talking about this. I'm still very, very happy that this is going on, and I do plan, just by thinking about it now, and I got these magnets going, I might even try to put magnets on the bottom of this thing, so when they're on top of the flatbeds, they're stuck, but I don't know if I'm going to do that. But that's also a plan for the future. And to finish this, detail the inside. The other thing, I'm putting doors on these ones, and I have a few doors, and I can make a whole bunch more. So these are the doors themselves. Pretty, meh, but they look good there. On the ends of the corridors, because when you have a corridor coming out like that, you don't know what's going to be on the end here. So, so all my corridors will have both ends being a door, just to save me putting doors wherever I need them. And these don't have doors because they are going to be habitats. I have to build at least 4 habitats. So these will be covered. And again, white is a placeholder because I ran out of sand green 1x2 Technic bricks with holes, or hole, not double. And I just ran out. So when I'm done all the builds, I always substitute white for pieces I don't have in my collection. And when I get to the point where I'm finished, these are all the blade because it was just easier to find blade and white, but they're supposed to be dark gray, and I do have a bricklink order for those. So this is how I build, and again, it's just convenient, it's quick, and I'm happy with it. Even if I stop right now, I'm happy with what I built so far, but I still have so many ideas. So many ideas that I want to get done, especially this guy. I mean, this guy is just one of these things that I really, really, really want to get done, because I think in the end, it's going to set off the entire theme and pick them up, right? I might have these things come up like this and lock into something on the actual carrier. I don't know yet. That was one idea I had, where it'd be like there'd be an insert where these outriggers are, so these things would just lock in. But then I already have the height difference, right? So it's just like, I don't know. I'll see what happens. You guys all stay safe, take care, wear a mask, get your shot, don't even hesitate. And I know most of you, so you're not into conspiracy theories, but I'm really getting tired of them. But that's not what this video is about. So I will talk to you guys all soon, and hopefully see you at a show in 2022.